The Los Angeles Dodgers are the 2024 World Series champions by defeating the New York Yankees in 5 games. That was actually their second World Series title in 5 years, and was their first World Series title in a full season since 1988, ending a 36-year drought, and that was their 8th World Series championship in team history. Now, with another MLB season in the books, let's look at the way too early World Series contenders for the 2025 season. The Seattle Mariners. They should have performed better in 2024, but honestly, they should have done better in 2023 as well. Despite being one of just 7 teams with a winning record in each of the past 4 seasons, they've only made 1 playoff appearance to show for it. They're 8th in wins since 2021, yet haven't won a home playoff game since 2001. Their .545 winning percentage mirrors the infamous 54% comment that Jerry Dipoto apologized for last offseason. The Mariners' rotation should be one of the best in baseball in 2025 after posting an MLB best 3.38 ERA last season. With Luis Castillo, Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, Bryce Miller, and Brian Wu, it's arguably the top group around. The bullpen also features a few elite arms, and the Mariners continue to excel at developing pitchers. Ownership has stated that the payroll will increase, though they didn't specify by how much. Dipoto mentioned that most of the increase will come from internal player development, and he has indicated there are no plans to trade any of the young starters at the moment. Depending on what the Seattle Mariners do this offseason, the 2025 season could be a championship run or could be another bust yet again. The potential is there, but the execution will determine whether this is the year Seattle makes its long-awaited championship push. The Texas Rangers. The 2023 World Series championship sticks out as a fluke between 2 losing seasons. While the title was an incredible achievement, the reality of their 2024 campaign was much less rosy. The offense, which had been explosive in 2023, took a major step back, scoring 198 fewer runs. Key hitters like Adolis Garcia, Marcus Semien, and Jonah Heim couldn't replicate their previous success, while Josh Jung and Evan Carter limited to just 91 games and struggled when they were on the field. On the pitching side, the Rangers face a massive overhaul with Nathan Eovaldi, Max Scherzer, and Andrew Heaney all set to hit free agency, leaving the Rangers with a daunting 87 starts to replace. The trade of Michael Lorenzen further intensifies the need for pitching reinforcements. To make matters worse, relief pitcher Kirby Yates, who posted 33 saves and a 1.17 ERA, is also a free agent. Looking ahead, there's hope Jacob deGrom can stay healthy for a full season. With a rotation of deGrom, John Gray, Tyler Mahle, Cody Bradford, and Kumar Rocker, the Rangers could compete in 2025. The Rangers face a key offseason decision. Do they believe in the 2023 championship core or make bold moves to rebuild? How they approach 2025 will shape the future of the franchise. Will they build on their title or focus on long-term consistency? The coming months will determine if 2023 was a flash in the pan or the start of a new era. The San Diego Padres. They had 2 opportunities to eliminate the Dodgers in last season's National League Division Series, but fell short both times. The 2024 season marked their first 90-plus win campaign since 2010 and their best performance since 1998. Can they carry over the chemistry and momentum they had in the second half of 2024 when they went 43-20 and looked like legitimate World Series contenders entering October? That stretch of dominance showed their potential, but the 2025 season brings some significant challenges. They'll be without Joe Musgrove, who tore his elbow ligament in the playoffs, and will undergo Tommy John surgery, leaving a major hole in their rotation. Additionally, key free agents like all-star Jurickson Profar, catcher Kyle Higashioka, and reliever Tanner Scott will need to be replaced. Ha-Seong Kim is a free agent, creating further uncertainty in the infield, and with Xander Bogaerts better suited for second base these days, the Padres will likely need to find a new shortstop. There are plenty of holes to address, but general manager A.J. Preller has never been one to shy away from bold moves, and Jackson Merrill looks ready to make a splash, potentially becoming the next big star in San Diego. With Preller's aggressive approach and with a few key acquisitions, the Padres could remain a formidable force in the NL. However, the front office will need to balance short-term needs with long-term vision to maintain their championship aspirations in 2025 and beyond. The coming offseason will be critical in shaping their path forward. The Houston Astros. They made the playoffs once again last season, but failed to reach the ALCS for the first time since 2016. This trend can't be ignored. The Astros have seen their win total drop from 106 in 2022 to 90 in 2023 and 88 in 2024, though they still secured their 7th AL West title in 8 years. Longtime staple Alex Bregman is a free agent, but there's no other third baseman of his caliber available on the free agent market this offseason, and the Astros are expected to make him a competitive offer. Kyle Tucker is entering his final year of team control, raising questions about whether the Astros can afford both Bregman and Tucker, or if they might trade Tucker to acquire younger prospects. Houston's pitching staff ranked 6th overall, with the starting rotation coming in 9th and the bullpen 8th in ERA. Justin Verlander, who posted a 5.48 ERA, is a free agent, as is trade acquisition Yusei Kikuchi, who went 5-1 with a 2.70 ERA after joining Houston. The rotation remains strong, with Framber Valdez, Hunter Brown, Ronel Blanco, and Spencer Arrighetti, along with expected midseason returns from Christian Javier and Jose Urquidy. Following Tommy John surgery, Luis Garcia and Lance McCullers Jr. are more uncertain. However, the Astros will need to bolster their bullpen depth, and first base remains a position of concern. What they do in the offseason will determine whether they are true World Series contenders in 2025. The Atlanta Braves. In the 2024 season, the Braves played just 49 games with Ronald Acuna Jr. and with Spencer Strider, yet still made the playoffs. However, they were quickly eliminated in the NL Wildcard Series by the San Diego Padres. The expectation is that the Braves will bounce back in 2025, likely closer to their 104 wins in 2023 than the 89 from 2024. After all, they'll have Acuna Jr. back, but when he returned from knee surgery in 2022, it took until the following year for him to regain full strength, and he might miss the first month of 2025. Plus, before his injury in 2024, he posted just a .716 OPS in 49 games. Last season, they boasted the best overall pitching staff in MLB, ranking 3rd in ERA for both their starting rotation and bullpen. The bigger concern is Max Fried, who's a free agent and not guaranteed to return after the Braves failed to extend him. Charlie Morton is also a free agent, though he's more likely to return. The team had offensive gaps at shortstop and left field, and Sean Murphy has struggled since the first half of 2023. Chris Sale's season-ending health issues are a red flag for 2025, especially after he pitched his most innings since 2017. While Strider's return and an improved offense should help, some regression from the bullpen, especially Ronaldo Lopez with a 1.99 ERA, is likely. The Braves' offseason moves will be crucial to regaining championship form. The New York Mets. It was an impressive run for the Mets, going from a dismal start in early June to just 2 wins away from the World Series. But no team faces more work this offseason than New York, with a long list of free agents. Pete Alonso, Sean Manaea, who will likely opt out of his player option, Jose Quintana, Luis Severino, J.D. Martinez, Jose Iglesias, Ryan Stanek, Jesse Winker, Adam Ottavino, and Harrison Bader, among others. That's 94 starts and 33 wins to replace from Manaea, Quintana, and Severino, plus Alonso's power in the middle of the order. While the Mets have the financial resources to re-sign some of these players, prioritizing Alonso and Manaea, and are expected to pursue a big name like Juan Soto, they still have significant gaps to address. With nearly $180 million coming off the payroll, President of Baseball Operations David Stearns faces the challenge of filling those holes in a more strategic and efficient manner. The Mets will undoubtedly be major players in the Juan Soto sweepstakes and involved in any significant free agent discussions. If not, it's time to fire your agent. While Mets fans often carry a sense of fatalism due to high expectations and a nearly 40-year title drought, the team will enter 2025 as a legitimate contender, regardless of who ends up on the roster. The Baltimore Orioles. They made the playoffs for a second consecutive year, but were eliminated once again in the playoffs. Baltimore went 33-33 in the second half, followed by a disappointing loss to Kansas City in the wildcard series where they scored just one run over 2 games. Now the focus shifts to the future. The Corbin Burnes era in Baltimore may be coming to an end, as he's one of the most sought-after free agents, trailing only Juan Soto. Meanwhile, Anthony Santander picked the perfect time for a career year, blasting 44 home runs and posting an .814 OPS. Additionally, Kyle Bradish will miss time following Tommy John surgery. The Orioles remain stocked with young talent, with former top prospects spread across the diamond, and they're well positioned to make the playoffs for a third straight year. Relief pitcher Felix Bautista is expected to return in 2025. The O's will need to add a starter to pair with Grayson Rodriguez and Zach Eflin, but their solid offensive foundation makes them a strong playoff contender moving forward. Orioles fans will be eagerly awaiting answers this offseason, as it will determine whether the team is a true World Series contender in 2025. The New York Yankees. They ended their World Series drought with their first appearance since 2009, but unfortunately they lost the series to the Dodgers in 5 games. This ranking might be a bit generous, even though they made a World Series appearance in 2024. Without Juan Soto, the Yankees look strikingly similar to the 2023 version, which won 82 games and missed the playoffs. While they're the favorites to re-sign Soto, there's no guarantee that owner Hal Steinbrenner will commit to the $500 million it could take, especially with Aaron Judge already locked into a $360 million contract. Aaron Judge will turn 33 in April, Garrett Cole is 34, and Giancarlo Stanton will be 35 next month. The roster is aging, and the window for the Judge-Cole-led Yankees is starting to shrink. The rotation is expected to be a strength, but Garrett Cole's early season elbow injury and a decline in his swing and miss stuff raises concerns. There are also holes at first base and second base, with Gleyber Torres hitting free agency, while key relievers Clay Holmes and Tommy Kahnle are free agents. The offseason will likely hinge on signing Soto, and if that doesn't happen, it'll be interesting to see how the Yankees adjust. Let me be clear, Juan Soto isn't just a luxury. He's a critical piece for the Yankees if they're to be considered serious World Series contenders in 2025. The Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies won 95 games in 2024, only to fall in the NLDS after making deeper playoff runs with lesser rosters in 2023 and 2022. That's baseball for you. After their most successful season since 2011, the Phillies enter 2025 with high expectations, bolstered by the return of most key contributors. The only notable departures are relievers Carlos Estevez and Jeff Hoffman, leaving much of the core intact. Their rotation, deep and reliable, gives them an edge, while Bryce Harper, despite aging, remains an MVP-caliber player. With these factors, the team looks poised to remain competitive and replicate their recent success. However, there are concerns. By 2025, several top hitters, Harper, Kyle Schwarber, Trey Turner, Nick Castellanos, and JT Realmuto, will be 32 or older, which could lead to age-related declines in performance, particularly in power, speed, and defense. While players like Harper have defied age-related regression, it remains a risk, especially with so many veterans in key positions. Another issue is the bench, which remains a weak spot despite efforts to improve it. A lack of depth could hurt the team if injuries or slumps hit, as it limits flexibility and depth for long stretches. This vulnerability becomes even more critical if older players struggle or get injured. In summary, while the Phillies' strong rotation and returning stars put them in a good position for 2025, their aging core and lack of bench depth are risks to monitor. Balancing these factors will be key to maintaining their championship aspirations. The Los Angeles Dodgers. The defending champions will be even stronger next year, with Shohei Ohtani returning to the mound as a two-way player. Dave Roberts called this his toughest season as manager, And while the Dodgers led the majors with 98 wins, they had to rely on 17 different starting pitchers, with only 2 reaching 100 innings. After their World Series win, most key players will return, though free agents Teoscar Hernandez, Jack Flaherty, and reliever Blake Trinan will need to be replaced. With Shohei Ohtani returning to pitch and some injured starters expected back, a rotation with Kershaw, Ohtani, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Tyler Glasnow, and Dustin May is elite if healthy. While Mookie Betts, Max Muncy, and Freddie Freeman are in their 30s, the Dodgers' depth remains strong, and they may need a shortstop depending on Tommy Edman's role. You can bet they'll spend to address any gaps, whether by re-signing Hernandez, targeting Willie Adames, or even pursuing Juan Soto. Right now, at the moment, the Dodgers enter this offseason as the early 2025 World Series favorites.
So those are my way too early 2025 World Series contenders. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments section. So if you're new, please consider subscribing and also hit that notification bell. And if you love sports, this is definitely the place for you. And also, share this video with more sports fans. For more MLB videos, please click up here. And thank you so much for watching. This is Sportsigator, and I will see you guys next time. Just keep loving sports.